Hey everyone, this is Matt Ziegler at the Southwest Environmental Finance Center, and I wanted to demonstrate to you today how to collect both a free chlorine residual and a total chlorine residual using the Hawk Pocket Colorimeter 2. And you can see what I have here. I have my colorimeter, I've got a beaker for collecting a sample, I've got a vial for free and a vial for total chlorine residual, I have my total chlorine reagent, I have my free chlorine reagent, and I have a pair of scissors. Alright, let's go collect a sample. When you collect a chlorine residual, you want to get to your sampling point and you want to go ahead and flush through your sampling point. So we're going to go ahead and turn it on. While it's running and flushing, we're going to go ahead and we're going to rinse out the vials as well as our collection here. Our collecting container. I collect it in a beaker like this because I want to collect one sample and I want to split it between the two different vials. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to collect my sample now. Okay, I have it. I'm going to go ahead and turn off my sample tap. I'm going to grab my free residual vial here and I want to fill it up to the 10 ml line. You can see the 10 ml line there, right there. So I'm also going to do this with my total chlorine vial, filling it up to the 10 ml line. Perfect. So I've collected my samples and now I want to measure my free chlorine residual. So I grab my free vial, I go ahead and I cap it, I wipe it off. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and turn on my colorimeter and I'm going to take off the top. Okay, when you insert the vial into the colorimeter, you always want to put it in the same direction, and typically people do that by facing this white diamond towards the front of the machine. And so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to insert my vial in the machine. I'm going to cover it. You got to make sure there's no light getting in there. Alright, and the first thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and I want to zero out this vial and this water in this machine. So I'm going to hit the 0 button. Alright, we can see it's zeroed out there. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add my free chlorine reagent there. I flick it. This is the DPD reagent. And I don't like to mix up my vials between free and total. I always like to keep them separate. So I go ahead and I open up my DPD reagent. I add it to my free chlorine vial and you can see it's already starting to change color. And now I want to gently invert it to mix it. I don't want to vigorously shake it and introduce air bubbles. So within the first minute of adding that DPD reagent, I want to take my measurements. So I go ahead and I wipe it off again, make sure my colorimeter is on a flat surface and it's covered, and then I go ahead and I check what that residual is. And you can see here it's 0.57 milligrams per liter. That's free chlorine residual. Now I want to go ahead and measure total chlorine residual. So what I do is go ahead, take my total vial and I cap it. Okay, I put it in the colorimeter and I want to go ahead and zero out this vial and this water sample. So I go ahead and I hit 0. Alright, and you can see it says 0. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my chlorine, my total DPD chlorine reagent. I'm going to flick it, put all of it down towards the bottom. I'm going to cut it, and I'm going to add it to my vial. Okay. Again, I'm going to cap it and I'm going to invert it gently to mix it up. Now with total chlorine reagent, you really want to wait at least 3 minutes after adding the DPD reagent before collecting your chlorine residual. This allows time for the reagent to react to the combined chlorine that is in the total residual, that makes up part of the total. So we want to go ahead and wait 3 minutes. We're going to pretend that we waited 3 minutes in the interest of time. I'm going to wipe down my total vial. I'm going to go ahead and insert it, and I'm going to take my reading. And we can see that my reading now is 0.64, so it's a little bit more than my free residual.